Hey guys, thanks for reading my guest post on Productivityist. In this little video, I want to share with you my technique for timing and structuring my daily learning and making it really effortless. And that technique is actually called the Pomodoro technique. If you're reading Productivityist on the regular, you'll probably have heard about it at some point because many people, guest authors and Mike himself, talk about it. And it's a little technique where you basically spend your time in very focused ways in very specific timed blocks. And the way I do it is I literally just use a plugin or a website in my browser because it's that simple. All you need is a timer. You don't have to buy one physically. You can use a digital one, that'll do. And what it does is it forces you to spend, for example, the standard practice is 25 minutes. It forces you to spend 25 minutes of focused time on one thing where you're not allowed distractions, no phones, no email, no notifications, nothing. Where you just work on your one thing, and after that the timer rings, you set it again for 5 minutes, you get a 5-minute break, get to walk, stretch your legs, walk around, have a glass of water, go to the toilet, go outside, run around the house, let the dog poop in your yard, whatever you want to do. That's not work. And then you go back and hit the timer for another 25 minutes, and then you can repeat that process until you take a longer break, for example after 4 Pomodoros. Now, I just want to show you a few tools real quick that can make this really easy, and some of the digital timers that I was talking about. So let's get started. Maybe 2 quick words about this cool thing that you see here. You might wonder what it is. It's called the Momentum extension. It's for Chrome. It's called Momentum. And what it does is it creates this really slick screen where you just have a beautiful shot of nature somewhere. It says good afternoon, shows you the time, you can customize it a bit, and you can tell it what your main focus is. So for example, if your main focus is to watch one of those cooking videos, you could and then create your own sort of vlog about it. Then you could put it here, cooking vlog, hit enter, and it'll show you that, and then you can check it off once you're done. Now, regarding Pomodoro timers, the simplest one you can do, really, it's that simple. Let's say you just watched a video, you're just done watching it, and you want to record your vlog now, and you give yourself 25 minutes to do that in 1 Pomodoro. You type in set timer 25 minutes into your search bar, and boom, there you go. Google has a built-in timer. You can stop it, reset it, you'll hear a sound when it's done. That's the simplest way you can do. Then there's a timer that I also really like. It's called the tomatotimer.com, tomato-timer.com. It's a sort of custom interface for Pomodoro blocks, and it also has a bunch of shortcuts, so you can just use your keyboards, for example the spacebar to start and stop the timer, and different other shortcuts for the breaks. A short break is 5 minutes, a long break is 10, and a Pomodoro is 25 minutes. This is also really beautiful. I used this for a while, then I switched to another one, which I'm about to show you, and then I went back to this one, and I'll explain that also in a second. The other one I really like using is called tomato.es, so basically just tomatoes spelled out. And what this one does is, if you sign in with Twitter, you can actually track your Pomodoros. And for a while I thought that was really cool, but you can see I stopped doing it. This month I just have 12. You press start here, and this box sort of moves across your screen as it runs out. And then you can enter certain tags and categorize your Pomodoros as well. So this is really cool, but eventually you'll end up, at least I did, playing this game where I would see how many blocks I could do in 1 week, and I sort of burnt myself out of it because I was focusing too much on the number of Pomodoros, and I felt bad when it was low, and so on and so forth. So I switched back to using this one where it's just 1 block at a time. It doesn't track your blocks altogether. It's just you can go through one, the next one, the next one, and not get lost in tracking too much. All right, so I hope these really help. I highly recommend you use these for creating daily and learning something new every day, because if you press this button once when you get started, you'll have enough time to consume whichever content it is that you've put on your content curriculum for the day. There'll be enough time to read even a huge article or watch a long video. And once the timer rings, you take a short break, stretch your legs for 5 minutes, and then you can hit it again and get started on creating your own little piece of creative output to shoot into the world, whether that's writing a short article, recording your own vlog, sending a quick anchor message out to fellow anchorers, or tweeting a bit. So whatever it is, I'll really hope you'll give this technique a try, because in as little as 55 minutes you could create something very awesome that helps people, inspires people, and also helps you figure out your life and create your own personal brand. All right, cheers.